jumping from one session to the other after products and services and inclusion and creating services and products that are inclusive, we are going to another topic. So we have been talking about legacy. Now we are talking about something else which is very close to my heart. So two ladies will be popping up very soon. Udumna, you already know, and we have another surprise guest for you. So Udumna, how are you? So nice
I'm
to see you
good.
again.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. Yeah, thank you.
I'm always amazed by you. So you are such a good panelist and so many things to share. Your wisdom is just a diamond. So thank you so much for being here. Let me bring up
I'm
Carolina,
grateful.
your partner, to explore this beautiful topic. Hi, Carolina. How are you?
I'm well and you, Andrea. Good
Very,
morning,
very
good
good.
Hi.
afternoon,
Hi,
Duna.
Carolina. Welcome.
Thank you.
So good to see you, Caroline, and I'm really happy that I could bring you together. And this is how wonderful today's technology is. I found you separately, and it revealed that you are from the same continent and you are much closer to each other than I am. So enjoy this beautiful connecting and the conversation. I will be moving backstage, and you are bringing a beautiful topic: diverse education for future innovators. So let's hear it from you. The stage is yours, Udum.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to our special session. And this is so dear to me because I'm an educator, a certified educator, and been in the classroom for many years and still teaching, um, knowing that the world has moved from what it used to be, and now we have to think about inclusion. We can't keep anyone off anyone. That's why we're bringing to you the topic diverse education for future innovators. And with me today is Carolina. Welcome to today's panel session.
Thank you so much, Rudunma. I'm very happy to be here.
All right, so we're going to introduce ourselves and then we'll now dive right into it. So, a little about me. Okay, I know that I was in the first panel session and it helped me introduce myself as a publishing consultant. Wow, I'm going to also blow your mind that this time around you need to see me as an education consultant and also as a tutor. I've taught in classroom for more than 14 years as an English language teacher, and I've also worked with so many people who I coached on book writing and also on starting an online business. So over to you, Carolina. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I've been working as a social emotional learning development specialist for 13 years now, specifically with
Awesome.
children. Yes, I love it. It's specifically with children between the ages of 3 and 13. Um, so bringing to them skills that we never got at schools. Learning skills like self-awareness and self-restraint, um, social awareness, just knowing how their behavior and emotions impact the world around them, and embracing that power and as well as the responsibility, and bringing conscience and respect, relationship skills, so that we can really embrace the diversity of every human being on earth and bring our uniqueness as a blessing to serve society with.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you. While you were talking, you said something about the age brackets of the children that you work with. And that tells me, and with the number of years you've worked, that tells me that you've had opportunity to handle children from diverse cultures and from different backgrounds. So, can you tell us a little about what diverse education actually means to you?
Yeah, to me, I mean, obviously being in South Africa, we are so privileged to have exposure to so many diverse cultures. Um, but also diverse education to me is so about embracing the diversity of internal skill sets that everybody brings to bear. You know, when we're talking in the classroom, we talk about diverse kinds of intelligences. Like we all have diverse teaching styles and diverse learning styles, but also different innate skill sets. So if we're all ballerinas, who will we go to when we're sick? And if we're all doctors, who's going to build our house when it falls down? So different kinds of intelligence. It's like some of us are nature smart, some of us are music smart, some of us are engineers. And bringing the confidence to children to know when to step forward when their strengths are needed and when to have the humility to step back and allow someone else with a different skill set to step forward, so that we're all supporting each other as servant leaders. Udunma, you on mute?
Oh,
There we go.
okay. Yeah, you can hear me now. Oh,
Yes.
sorry. Okay. So, considering the fact that we have different skills, different talents, and there's this uniqueness that every one of us we are born with, and that's what differentiates Mr. A from Mr. B, okay, or that little child from the other little girl, So, and considering all these factors, I think I would say that diverse education open our mind to the different way we think, the different way we learn, the different way we act, and all this we find in the classroom while we are teaching these children from diverse culture and background, So I will need you to share with us more deeply, having engaged children from different culture, different backgrounds, and also considering their differences as individuals. Can you share with us what you've come to uh, find that it makes these children different and how we can relate with them so that we'll raise them up to become future innovators?
Wow. You just mentioned the way we think. And that to me is innovation. It's not about what the latest model of iPad is. It's about how we think. And our generation were raised, to sit down. Children should be seen and not heard, and don't cry, or I'll give you something to cry about. And so expression has been stifled. And so to me, the most important thing that we can do as educators now for our children is to help them to embrace curiosity about each other and about ourselves and discovering who we are. Curiosity doesn't kill the cat. Lack of curiosity kills confidence and collaborative skills and kindness. Because without curiosity, how on earth do we discover what our own strengths are, what our areas of development that are needed are, and what everybody else can bring to society and to their own lives. And then again, that curiosity sparks different ways of thinking. And that's where innovation comes from. If we're rigid without the curiosity, there can't be innovation. So the other element that to me is hugely important is allowing children the voice to say what their ideas are, to ask really big questions that are difficult for us to answer, and allowing them the space to explore what their own answers are. And then again, the collaboration skills to listen to everyone else's answers and come up with collective solutions.
Awesome. When you mentioned curiosity, that just reminded me of what it is like, okay, in the teaching that happens for us here in that's my own time when I was growing up. We noticed that the language that was being used in the classroom was such that is centered on a set of individuals. The teachers were teaching us thinking who all understand at the same level. So, and well, I also saw that in the language, they borrowed languages that are not actually comprehensive with our culture. So that way, when they're trying to give us an example of A, they tell us apple. And we're not used to apples. Some of us didn't even know what apples were like, you know? So, but what I will say is that because they included the languages that are beyond what we're used to, it helped us to build our curiosity to get to know those things, to experience those things, to see those things, to touch those things. And that is why when some of us have the opportunity to travel outside our environment, okay, we are looking forward to those things that we heard our teacher mention. So I think that diverse education beyond Africa, it should come to the point where at every environment, because they need to include the languages beyond that environment. That will also help to build curiosity in the students. It will help them want to think, want to search, so that they will know more about that particular language or that word that was used. And then another one that I will point out is in the area of different understanding or method of assimilation or capacity of the children. We need to, the teacher should be able to understand that there are different children in the classroom. You understand? And then employ teaching methods that will help each of them to be carried along without anyone being left behind and seen as someone that doesn't know anything. Some people have difficulties in learning mathematics. There is just a problem around learning mathematics. We can't judge those children's ability just by that the problem of not knowing how to solve mathematics. So we should judge them based on the areas that they know quite well and leave the one they have problem with. What I meant is this: there is actually a disease that has to do with not being able to calculate figures. So teachers should be aware of that and allow children for that, so that when you're judging them, we don't judge them the same way we judge others who know so much about mathematics. And then finally, I think what I would say is that diverse education helps us to be creative. I've seen that work. It tells us to be creative. Like you see that we become creative because right now we know things are possible. because we can think and think deeply. So we're able to bring forth the things that are coming to mind. And aside from that, we are also accommodating because now we understand better that all of us are not the same. And we have to give room for other people, for us to learn from them, and for us to give them space to be themselves around us. So, having said that, I would like you to, in your final word, what will you encourage parents, caregivers, and even teachers of how they can embrace diverse education so that we can actually help our children to become innovators?
First, I loved what you were saying, and I need to first bring some empathy and compassion to educators, because building and maintaining inclusive classrooms is difficult. Teachers already have to be an octopus with fingers all over the place. And I have a lot of respect for the educators that do manage to do that. For parents and teachers as well, I would say ask questions. Get children to teach you, and let them be emotionally inspired and passionate about what they're teaching you. It gives them such power, and giving them the ability to explore themselves is not only empowering for them, but they bring so much new knowledge and insights back to us. It's really beautiful when we as educators are able to elicit in our children and as parents what they already know, what they're bringing, and giving them the confidence to share it. That's us.
So, also, let the children teach us. This is big. This is big because, as adults, we always believe we know so much. We know everything. Have passed their age. I experience what they are going through now. But the truth is, their world is different from our world. And we must accept that fact and open ourselves to learn from them. Someone dropped a comment and the person said that teachers have so many paperwork to do, and I guess that is why they don't have enough time to individualize program for the students. That's true, okay, but I think it's also important that they set policies that will adopt inclusiveness and diversity, and telling them the principles and how to go about it in their classroom so that it will help them to do less of paperwork and concentrate on these children. When we're doing enrollment for children into school, it's important for us to also run some programs that will help us to identify who they are, self-discovery programs, for us to know who these children are, for them to express themselves. And we get to know this is how this child is, this is how this child reacts. This one is an introvert, this one is that way, these are his areas of interest. So that way, it will help us to channel our teaching program, towards them. And being a teacher who is diverse is important. That while you are writing your scheme of work, and you're preparing for your daily teaching, that you give room to embrace the individual children you have in the classroom. Yeah, I think, I don't know, Caroline, you might have something different to add to that.
I think, yeah, what you say is very important. I'm holding space for the educators to bring forth you know, their strengths and passions, and be able to serve the way they want to, instead of being restricted by rigid rules and policies that stifle instead of serve both the teachers and the children. And unless there are programs implemented that support the teachers on their emotional journeys through this, you know, it's a calling. It's a calling, and it requires tremendous support, as much for the teachers as for the students, and so that they can collaborate instead of fighting each other. Curiosity, collaboration, that's where innovation's going to come from.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you, Andrea. I think we can take questions if we have questions available.
Let me see. So Jagatis was asking earlier whether this can be applied, that you were talking about, to international schools. So how would you apply this? Because I guess it's a different mix. So how would you apply all that you said to an international school coming to a different place where they are originally not from, and catering the communities who are moving to the country, right?
Okay, Caroline, do you want to go? Yeah, go ahead.
So what I would suggest is that the schools implement, there are lots of social emotional learning programs globally. If anyone would like to ask afterwards, I can refer you to some. But having programs like that as a core foundation for any school is going to allow people from any community to land in a space where they are held and recognized. And again, having programs that would prepare the children who are receiving someone new at a school, so they know which questions to ask, what might be offensive to someone from a different culture. And again, bring that curiosity in a way that this strangeness is not terrifying for whoever's landing in a new country and for whoever's receiving somebody unfamiliar.
Love that point. And maybe, Udumna, you can answer the second question connected to this, whether adults at the end have the knack of curiosity at all, or is it died out? People are not curious anymore. And that is what is making the children a bit different around diversity, innovation. So what do you say about Simfon's comment? Do adults possess the knack of curiosity?
The fact is, it depends on the background of the adults, because what we infuse into people while they are growing up is what keeps them going, even when they become adults. But one can still decide to make some adjustments where you know that this is going to help you to grow. So any adult who desire to keep growing consistently, the person needs to build their instinct for curiosity. But I think some adults don't have that anymore because they're just comfortable where they are with what they have and what they're doing. So they don't care about what is happening around the world and what you're bringing to the table. But I think we need to change that, because some people who earlier didn't think it was necessary for them to go to school in Nigeria now, then their children travel outside the country and marry Westerners. So communication is an issue. So now they're trying to build up. That's why I use that as an instance to say that you don't push certain things away, thinking you don't need it because of the environment where you are, because you can't tell what will happen the next 2 years or 1 year. Yeah.
Thank you so much. And I think that is a very, very good closing word. So, curiosity, education, internationally, also think about where you are moving, how you are educating your children, continuous learning, as Simfong is saying, continuous development. That's what we are needing. So, we will close the panel with this one because I have to move to another studio again. It was a beautiful conversation. Maybe you can say one sentence, both of you, just to close up the session. Maybe I start with Caroline.
Keep curious.
Continuing. And let's go to
Uh-huh.
Udumna. What would be
Be,
yours?
be intentional about continuous learning.
Thank you so much. Be intentional about continuous curiosity and learning. So nice. Thank you so much, guys and ladies and gentlemen, and beautiful watch and audience who is watching us. Thank you so much for the support. There will be more questions popping up. We will let you know. Please go to the YouTube channel after this, Udumna and Caroline, and see whether there are other questions in the next 1 week, because people are watching this also on replay. So there might be questions later on. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you taking your time on a Saturday. Let's go back to your families, and I will see you very soon, hopefully at the networking. Bye-bye, guys.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank
Thank
you for being
you.
here. Appreciate you guys. Thank you. All right, here we go. So this is the session that is closing the tea time. And now we are going to have a meditation with Lauren. So we are going from Africa straight away to Netherlands. And we will have some calm, easy meditation. So don't worry, we got you. I know many of you are tired keeping up with me, doing all these sessions and supporting and being in the comments. I appreciate you guys too. Let's meditate. We are coming back in 4 minutes or 2 minutes with Lauren. And then after that, we will go on a very small 10 minutes break and starting with another session from 7:30, 8 o'clock, again, a beautiful meditation, and then small break before the closing panel tonight when we are going back to Africa. Thank you so much, Simpong, Krishan, Jagatish, Chair Yangtan, and everyone who was tuning in this afternoon, and see you very, very soon with a calming meditation with Lauren. I'm closing the feed now. Have a beautiful afternoon. And let's go.